There you go.
This is how my husband reacted at my emergency scan at 7 weeks old when the sonographer told us that they were both okay. Twins. Yes, it was twins. People must have thought that we'd actually lost them when we walked out of that room. They must have thought we'd gone in there for an emergency scan, and the looks on our faces must have looked like we'd actually said, you know, unfortunately, you've lost the baby. We hadn't, we just didn't know how we were going to cope with two. So, did you know that 1 in every 65 pregnancies in the UK actually results in a twin birth? It means that there's about 14,000 twin births in the UK each year. That's quite a lot. That's down to different science and things, people having babies late. For years, I'd planned to tell my husband in a great way that we were pregnant. What I actually did was just kind of fall into a piece and blubber and it didn't really work. We'd been trying a long time. With twins, you get pregnant and you get big really, really quickly. This is my 12-week bump picture. Generally, at 12 weeks, you normally can't tell someone's pregnant. I had to tell my team very early that I was pregnant. Having twins taught me a lot. Well, yeah, taught me a lot looking after 2 boys. But generally, it taught me a lot about twins and the science that comes with them, including that there's 3 main types. There is, I'm not even going to attempt to say these words, so feel free to attempt yourselves, but DCDA, MCDA, and MCMA. Now, DCDA is basically when the twins have their own separate placentas and separate sacs. So essentially 2 separate pregnancies. They're the most common, and they can be either fraternal or identical. So you boy, girl. The MCDA ones, these are the ones that share a single placenta, but they have their own sacs. These are usually identical. Well, they're always identical, not usually. So I don't know why I said that. But the MCMA ones are the ones that share both a placenta and a sac. They are identical, and they're the rarest type of twin pregnancy. They account for about 7% of twin pregnancies. Fraternal or identical, does anybody know? Fraternal is when they are not identical. Identical is when they are. Simple, really. Not skipping a slide. My sperms don't swim anymore. They did swim, and then I've changed it to a different slide, but they did swim. Fraternal develop from 2 separate eggs that are fertilised by separate sperm. They're not genetically identical. That is what my 2 are. So they're both boys, but they're not genetically identical, as you can see from the picture. It's like 15 seconds. Come on. Identical develop from a single egg that splits. So they're genetically identical, and they're always the same sex. That might sound surprising me saying that, but so many people ask where the twins are identical when they're boy-girl. Having twins is risky business, so when I found out I was pregnant, along came all the risk as well. There's a lot more assessments, there's a lot more scans, there's so many different things that you can get. The worst one is called twin-to-twin syndrome, transfusion syndrome. Basically, it's a rare condition. What happens is the one twin gives too much blood to the other twin, and there's an imbalance of the blood, and it's all to do with the placenta sharing. So it's the last type. And there's treatment to reduce the risk, including amniotic reduction, which is taking some of the fluid out, laser therapy, which is actually laser in the veins, and that's quite an intrusive procedure, but it has a 70% survival rate. Natural or C-section. When you're pregnant with twins, they always want you to have a C-section. I went natural, and there was share a nice story. When I had a suction cup, and it popped off the baby's head. There was a nice big loud sound. I was like, shit, his head's come off. Looked at my husband, he was like, nope, it's fine, we're all right. So there's quite a few things on here. One I personally like and have used before. Are they twins? I always like to say, no, the triplets, I left the ugly one at home. And you'd be surprised at how many times people say shit like that to us. So the point, don't do it.